I'll try if she can recognize my voice.
Yeah.
Hi Paul, can you recognize me? Oh, she coughed. Hi Paul, Jen Jen here. Hi Paul, Jen Jenna. Jen girl, your granddaughter Paul. Remember me or not, Paul? Hi Paul, Jen here. Paul? She can't recognize you.
Yeah.
A memory to remember. This is a story about my grandparents slowly being robbed away by a disease known as Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's, a mind murder. Watching the life that you once knew fade away. A long, frightening and lonely journey, robbing you of your memories and your personhood. Systematically disassembling. It is the cruelest disease. We did an investigation to find out about the awareness of Alzheimer's among the youths in our campus.
Okay, hi, I'm Keshna. Nice to meet you. And so we're doing this quick survey on Alzheimer's. So do you know what Alzheimer is? And if you don't, what do you think it is?
I do. I know what it is. It's a brain degeneration disease that affects people in their age. The disease where people forget things, I think that's the one, right?
It's like you forget easily.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
What do you think it is?
Alzheimer. Wait, what is it about?
It's a mental disorder where one forgets their memories.
Yeah, I think so. It's when you forget stuff when you grow older, right?
It's like where you have shaky hands or something, you can't control your movement.
I have no idea. No, I mean like in detail, I have no idea.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's? I got no idea.
It's a illness
In which?
where you forget stuff and can remember.
What was the question? I couldn't.
What's Alzheimer's? Do you know what's Alzheimer's?
Yeah, it's normally when you get older that you start to forget a lot of stuff, what just happened.
I think it's kind of scary because you can just like forget about something. It's really fast, and usually people surround him is really kind of weird because they could unrecognize the other people as well. Like even if it's just like best friend or families, yeah, exactly. I think so. Yeah.
You guys know what's Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think it is?
Yeah, my grandmother had Alzheimer actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, she back then I was 13 or something like that. So I can't remember much, but from what I remember is she got an Alzheimer, and then it's based on stages. So she died after 7 years of Alzheimer, and then at the first stage she started to forget things, and then gradually she literally became a living corpse, till the point that she can't do anything. She's just lying on the bed. So yeah, it's a painful experience.
So, could you explain what is Alzheimer's generally?
Okay. It is one of the commonest type of dementia. Dementia is the umbrella term, and Alzheimer's is a subset and the commonest form of dementia, which is cognitive impairment that causes your memory. For you to lose your short-term memory, and eventually it's progressively worse over time. It affects your mood, your behavior sometimes, and it's quite confusing, and it affects not just the person suffering from that, but also their family.
Yeah, my childhood was a happy one, and yes, I'm still happy, of course.
And yeah, both my parents were working. My dad was in the education department. He was a teacher before that. And even my mom was working in with the police department as a stenographer, special branch, and that was quite unusual for ladies at that time. So I would think that both my parents were very capable working people, working adults.
You know, my mom has always been very loving, caring, especially she loves children, especially the both of us, my brother and I, and she'll do anything for us. As we grew up, we settled in our own households. My mom looked forward so much to her grandchildren and was really very instrumental in bringing them up. And somewhere in her mid-70s, I see that she was slowly spiraling down, both in memory and her physique. She was getting tired more easily, and slowly we brought her to University Hospital and had a whole run of tests, and was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at the age of 76.
Hi Eileen, so how long have you been looking after her?
Almost 4 years, more than 4 years. Actually, when I first started taking care of her, is still she able to get up, walk, go up and down to the stair, can eat by herself, can recognize all the children and the grandchildren, and still she can go toilet, but with me love, accompany with me. Everything is still good.
Yeah. So, you know, she before she was in this state, in the transition from a lady who could actually go to work and was a stenographer, going to court, taking shorthands and listening to court cases and translating them. She could not even recognize her own environment. She was a stranger in her own home.
What are some of the challenges that you face being a caregiver?
Challenges for me is her contracture. Her body is like contracture. You see, it's like her hands is getting hard. Yeah, stiff. Also the leg. This one, and to put the pampers is very difficult for me because I need to go up in the bed to open her leg to put the pampers now. And every time tissue every day, a bit basic tissue only to straighten, to not soon become so hard.
Physio lah.
Yeah.
And it's also not easy because she can't hold on to you, right?
Yeah, cannot.
I see.
Very difficult because she cannot understand also what are you going to. She cannot understand.
Yeah. And her eyes are closed most of the time, right?
Yeah, now it's more close of the time. Sometimes only she can open her eyes, but very few minutes only.
I see.
But still she can laugh by herself lah, and sometimes the grandchildren talk to her. Sometimes recognize the voice.
Yeah.
Because she gonna smile. She knows that only the voice. But recognize people cannot really.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, as you can see, my mom here, it is not just a memory problem. It starts, yes, with memory, but at the end of the day, the brain controls everything. Right now, sitting here on the chair, we have to support her with the sarong, to tie her up with the sarong, as the trunk muscles are all gone. She can't sit up independently on her own. We have to, you know, support her hands as well, else she will be mummified. Yeah, so from a woman who was very capable, who could walk to office herself, and coming back to manage a whole household, she's now reduced to this.
And I'll keep it safe.
My grandpa, on the other hand, showed signs of memory loss in 2016. When I was young, I still remember playing card games with him and how he would always invent new games. I remember walking out to buy ice cream and playing hide and seek at home. I remember him singing my brother and I to sleep and telling us bedtime stories. I remember how he would take the train down every single week with my grandma from Seramban to Kajang just to look after my brother and I as my parents were working. Now, it is sad to see him so confused and lost. He gets aggressive and has mood swings. He finds it hard to walk, so afraid of his surroundings, so not himself anymore.
My grandpa's handwriting soon became worse and worse. His words became unreadable, and he soon forgot how to write.
What was he like when he was with you, your dad?
When young, I remember climbing over his back and he will crawl to wherever I wanted him to crawl to. He loves to sing all the oldies, and oldies is like, you know, Tom Jones, Elvis Presley, Engelbert Humperdinck, and so on. Yeah, and he loves the beach, and we used to drive to Port Dickson in the old Datsun, and he will be singing all the way. The past few years, especially I would say the last 3 years, he seemed to be slowing down quite a bit, both in memory as well as physical. Memories, of course, is like we think that it's quite normal for old age to forget where you put your keys, where, you know, and so on. But then it comes to a stage where you realize that something is not right. It goes beyond like finding where you put your things. It doesn't make sense anymore. It's like, you know, he kept changing his locks, kept changing his keys, and he kept hiding things, afraid that people may take it away. But sometimes it is, I think, they forget where they put their things, that's why they can't find it. And since August this year, he has forgotten how to shave. So it slowly affects his daily living. And right now he's in hospital because on Saturday he just couldn't get up. It's, yes, muscle weakness, yes, but it's also a lot to do with the brains, because it is not just us, our legs walking. Our legs need to coordinate with our brains. If our brain cannot tell our legs to walk in order, we cannot walk.
What is something you do not want your father to forget?
I guess I don't want him to forget that I love him. He may forget me, and that is fine. He may not be able to remember me as a person, may not remember my name, but to know that I love him is fine. Yeah, because in Alzheimer's, in dementia, many times they may not be able to remember, but do not forget that the feelings are still there, the emotions are still there. So therefore, always, sometimes just touch them, stroke them, assure them that you are there. Because you know how scary it can be to be in a place where some, you know, it's like so strange for you. It's really scary. It's like, you know, you don't recognize anyone. You don't know what to do. You see, perhaps, you know, you see the food, but you're not sure whether it's for you to eat. You see the TV, but you don't know how to turn it on. It's like something totally new to you every day, every moment of your life. So you just need to care. My wish for him is to continue being happy, you know, and he loves listening to the oldies, and every week I'll put a CD for him and I'll put a sticker there. So he only presses that sticker and let the CD finish.
Are you eating?
Come and see.
Louder.
Nangka.
What are you eating? What are you eating?
Nangka.
Oh, it's true. You are my destiny. When you hold my hand, I understand
It had to do my dreams come true.
The years spent with my grandparents were definitely a memory to remember. Now, I've lost them. They may be physically still here, but not mentally here. Though keeping active physically and mentally is very important, Alzheimer's does not choose its victims. Even those who are professionals and led active lives were not spared. This video is aimed to promote understanding on Alzheimer's. We hope that this will translate into compassionate awareness about Alzheimer's and putting this awareness into action by bringing a smile to the sufferers, by lending a listening ear to the caregivers, and supporting the medical professionals and researchers as they try to find a cure. There is one thing that Alzheimer's cannot take away, and that is love. Love is not a memory. It is a feeling that resides in your heart and soul. Even though those with Alzheimer's may forget us, we as a society must remember them.
May these words be the first to find your ears. World is brighter than the sun now that you're here. Though your eyes will need some time to adjust,